Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Having worked in the banking and investment industry for the past 3 decades, I appreciate this committee's efforts to promote capital formation, reduce unnecessary burdens, and grow jobs, and thus our economy. Since I started my latest brokerage firm back in the late 1990s, I've witnessed exchange-traded funds grow from about 100 funds with $100 billion in assets to over 1,300 funds with now over $1.8 trillion in assets. Yet despite their growing popularity and increasing importance to our retail investor base, most broker-dealers do not publish research on ETFs due to anomalies in our securities laws and regulations. In the past, the SEC has implemented safe harbors for research in support of various asset classes: listed equities, corporate debt, closed-end funds. And Congress has also provided explicit safe harbors for research, most recently in Title I of the Jobs Act, for research related to emerging growth companies. However, despite their similarities, ETFs do not benefit from similar safe harbors. And it's been a pleasure to work with my colleague from Delaware, Mr. Carney, who I must also say happy birthday to today, Mr. Chairman, on a bill to address this particular anomaly. And last week he joined me in introducing H.R. 2356, the Fair Access to Investment Research Act. This proposed legislation would direct the SEC to provide a safe harbor for research reports that cover ETFs, so that these reports are not considered offers under Section 5 of the Securities Act of '33. This bill also holds the SEC accountable, something that this Congress certainly feels strongly about, accountable to follow Congress's direction. The bill would propose that the SEC finalize the rule within 120 days, and if that deadline is not met, then an interim safe harbor will take effect until the Commission's rules are finalized. Last week on May 13th, the Capital Markets Subcommittee hearing, there was universal support about increasing investor access and information about ETFs, and that a safe harbor in this regard made sense, and that steps to facilitate this research are long overdue. There was a consensus that the rulemaking function of the SEC has become somewhat dysfunctional. There is no or else if the Commission does not implement rules as directed by the Congress. This bill addresses that dysfunction and would hold the Commission accountable to the following congressional directives. If the Commission does not act within 120 days of the enactment of the bill, a safe harbor would be effective until the Commission finalizes rules. And in my view, that 120-day period gives the SEC plenty of time to do this. Why? Because this is not new ground we're plowing here. The Commission has been asked to do this for the past 17 years. In 1987, the Division of Investment Management declined to respond to Schwab's request for no-action relief, pending a rulemaking in this area that did not come to pass. In 2000, Merrill Lynch approached the staff of the Division of Investment Management regarding no-action relief for research on open-end investment companies. The staff supported the rulemaking, but never took it up. And in 2004, as a part of the securities offering reform proposal, the SEC requested comment on whether reliance on proposed Rule 139 should be permitted for an issuer if they were an open-end management investment company or other investment company. The comments were universally supportive, but no rule was adopted. This is a common sense proposal that mirrors other research safe harbors that the Commission has granted. With close to 6 million U.S. households holding and using ETFs, investors need access to this research. I thank the Chairman for including this measure. I thank my friend Mr. Carney for joining me in introducing it, and I ask my colleagues to support this bipartisan common sense bill. I yield back the balance of my time, Mr. Chairman.
Gentleman yields back. For what purposes, gentleman from Delaware, seek recognition?
Mr. Chairman.